Hey guys, this is Fight Mike here, back with another video today. Today we will be doing the top 5 best cardios in the UFC. Just before we get started, regarding my last video, I recognized after that I posted it that it was very, very laggy. I promise you, if you can ignore the lag, you can see some really good breakdown on there. So if you want to check that out, go for it. But let's jump right into it. Starting off with Balal Muhammad. I know what you guys are going to say. I know that some of you are going to be like, come on, man, JDM, come on, man. And you're going to be like, oh, but JDM was beating him at the end of the fight. I get it. I know he was getting beaten at the end of the last fight in the 5th round. But watch it back. I promise you'll realize that he was a bit less fatigued than JDM in that 5th round. Even though he was taking all the damage, even though he was whiffing on all the shots, he wasn't as fatigued. He was damaged, he was hurting, he was probably feeling like terrible, but he wasn't that tired. And I would even go saying that JDM was a lot more tired. Like, you look in that last round, like, both hands down, like, unable to escape the shots as quickly. Balal was pushing it at him. Like, if you probably, I stand by it, if you give him 3 more rounds, he might win that. He could get KO'd in those 3 rounds, but, like, I could see him winning it. Like, he's a guy that if there was unlimited time, I'd pick him against most people. The thing about him is that he also pushes his pace and weaponizes his cardio on literally everyone. He doesn't get wins that aren't won by that. Like, he doesn't submit people. He doesn't KO anyone. He's a 5-rounder merchant, but he's able to push pace on a lot of people, and he gets these wins where people just like end up breaking against him. So he's definitely deserving of being in the top 5, but maybe not as high. Not as high as like a top 2, top 3. But total strikes for him are usually around like 130 to 180, which is really high, especially in the welterweight division. And on top of that, he's throwing all those strikes as well as 10 takedown attempts almost every fight. So I know that strikes and takedown attempts don't mean everything, but it does sort of give a guideline on where he sits compared to the rest of the roster. And you already know, like, if you're looking at welterweights, there's no one pushing even close to those sorts of numbers. He's a very high output guy and definitely deserves to be on this list. Moving on, though, we've got Brandon Royval. I literally had to include a flyweight. These guys are literally electric. I couldn't put anyone above Royval, as he seemed to be able to be the one that weaponized the most cardio against people. He grew up living in Denver, Colorado, which I'm sure has something to play into that. He seems to drown a lot of people when he fights them. His is a lot less prevalent in his strike counts. Usually it's between like a 60 and 100. But the reason why I've got him on this list is because he's an absolute scrambler. And we all know that takes a lot more energy than just punching and like even whiffing shots. Like it takes a lot of energy what Brandon Royval does. Like, he's a very active guy. He's always moving or never caught in the same position. Like, on the ground especially, he's just absolutely like, he's like a spastic. Like, he literally doesn't stop jittering and moving. He's a high output guy on the ground and on the feet. And even against Brandon Moreno in Mexico City, he was able to weaponize the cardio in the 4th and 5th round and absolutely drown him there. I know it was a really close fight. You can give it either way. But his body language in the 4th and 5th literally won him that fight. He looked really sharp. He looked on it. He looked like his cardio was good. And it was in Mexico City. That was where Cain Velasquez got literally dead gassed out. And that was who the guy, they used to call him Cardio Cain. Like, he's that guy. He's the guy that can literally go out there and drown someone from Mexico in Mexico City. Like, he's that. He's a great guy to have on this list for a cardio video. Coming up next, though, we've got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. If you asked me 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have put him on the list, but now that I've seen him fight a fair few times, he literally has to be on this. He's got a dangerous pace, a really high volume wrestler, which takes a lot more energy, as I was saying. He's a grinder. He doesn't stop. He pushes you up against the cage. He goes for the takedown. He goes for the punches. He goes for all of the kicks. He's literally just a high output guy. He will do anything he can to win, and he knows that if he does more than you, he wins it, and he does that repeatedly. And the other thing, compared to a lot of the people on this list, he doesn't just win due to cardio. He gets finishes from his cardio. Like, you'll see, he literally just drowns guys to the point where they just literally quit. They just can't do anything against him. Like, we see people, like, they quit in rounds. Like, they don't just, like, lift up their neck and let them get under it. Like, the people he fights, you see them in late second round, third round, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm literally dying. You look at Michel Pereira. I know he's the worst example in a cardio video, but he was in the, like, I think it was like in the second round even, he just looked spent, and Fluffy just was fresh. It looked like he hadn't even fought. It was like he was still warming up. He does not get tired. I think out of anyone on the list, I think he's the only one that has a potential to be number one in the future. And he just looks like that guy. He's definitely gonna be in the heavier weight classes, the only guy that will ever have this sort of cardio. I think we can all agree with that. He's sort of like a unheard of talent in this aspect. He's got that sort of like triathlete type cardio. He's got that flabby body type cardio that we used to see from Nate and Nick Diaz, where they just keep going forever. The only reason though why I don't have him any higher is because he hasn't drowned any of these top 5 guys yet. Once he's drowned one of them, I can definitely put him higher, but until I've seen him against that, like, until I see him drown a Whittaker, if he can do that, bloody hell, it's going to be hard to not put him in the number 1 or 2 spot. Like, he's being in a heavier weight class as well really does make him that much more impressive. And the other thing is that unlike like Balal or someone like that, when he misses a takedown, it's not like he waits on the feet for 3 minutes. Like, he doesn't space out things. Like, he fails a takedown, then he goes for the clinch. He fails a clinch, he's going to separate for 30 seconds and go back to the clinch. Like, he's not a guy that will give up on positions. He'll really make every ounce of effort be put into getting you on the floor, or at least getting you on the cage and controlling the fight. So he definitely is he'll be a mainstay of this top 5, and I think eventually he could be a top 5 of all time type guy. Moving on though, we've got the great Alexander Volkanovski. I love putting this guy in any sort of tier, any sort of like 1 to 5 type video. He is so good to put in these. The thing about Alex Volkanovski, you can pretend that I'm just putting him on here because I'm an Aussie, but tell me a time. Tell me one time you've seen a time. Tell me one. I'll wait. You couldn't. I know you couldn't. Because you won't be able to find one. Maybe regional career, like second fight in, you could probably find one. I'm sure you could. But he has not been tied in the UFC. Not been tied once. He wrestles and strikes. He's an absolute machine in there. And he also out-cardioed the former cardio king Max Holloway. I remember back in the day, people used to talk about Max like he had this unlimited gas tank. And in that fight, the activity beat Max. The accuracy as well. He hit Max a lot. But it was also the activity. It was the changing up the wrestling, the striking. It was all of it. Like, he just has this level of cardio where it's just unstoppable. It really is an unstoppable cardio. Like, you could almost argue him to be first. You couldn't actually do that. But his cardio is incredible. And anytime he has a predominantly striking game plan, he'll get like 150 to 200 punches. Like, and he'll be throwing, like, it's not like he's throwing these pitter-patter punches. Like, he's hover maxing and beating your head into the canvas. Or he's throwing these hard shots, stepping through with them. Like, it's not like he's throwing these little shots. He is trying to finish you with every punch. And he's not overswinging, so that's probably why he doesn't get as tired as other people who do that. But he's just the Terminator. Watch him in any 5th round. He never loses a 5th. Never loses a 5th round. He's always the Terminator in that round. And he's just a finisher. Like, he's a guy that, like, he really does drown people. Like, imagine you're in the 5th round and you just see Volk across from you in the cage doing that thing where he's like getting ready to touch gloves with you, and he looks like he's absolutely fresh, barely breathing. He's probably breathing less hard than I am right now. He just does not get tired. Yeah, I'm yet to be proved wrong. He needs to get tired before I literally believe that he does. Because in all his fights, he just looks like the Terminator. If he's not finished in the first 2 rounds, he is the Terminator. Even against Islam Makhachev, 5th round, pounding his head into the canvas. You don't see cardio like that. Apart from the next guy. We have one more guy to go through. I bet you know, and if you don't know him, who's going to be on top, I don't know if you really watch the sport. Morab Dvalishvili, he had to be on top. He literally had to be. Everyone knows he's going to be there. He's the decision merchant. If Evloev can hold a crown to that, but he is the guy for decisions. 150 to 200 strikes per fight. Easily. He's always getting that. And that's especially in a 5-rounder, he's getting that easy. With as many takedowns as you can think of. Like, I think it was like 47 takedown attempts against Peter Yan, one every 30 seconds. Like, can anyone fathom that? Like, that's literally ridiculous. One every 30 seconds. Like, most of us would shoot one takedown, have it failed, and then we would literally be like passed out on the ground, like in a heap. Well, most people who don't train every day. But Morab makes people who train every day look like us. Like, anyone he fights, they're elite level athletes. You can see in the top left corner of the screen, Umar Nurmagomedov. He's in the Nurmagomedov camp. He's a very good fighter. We know his cardio is not bad. We saw it against Sandhagen, who's also got good cardio. I kid you not, the third round came along and I was watching it like, oh my gosh, he looks like he's going to pass out from exhaustion. He literally was gassing as much as a Shamil Gaziev would. And he's got good cardio. I'm not saying he's Shamil Gaziev. But he was gassed like Shamil would be against a guy because he was just literally throwing him around, like not throwing him around as in beating him badly. He was just doing so much that he made him Shamil it. Like, he's just got that level of cardio. These other guys with good cardio become nothing. They just start quitting. Like, you watch them. Like, I remember watching the fourth round against O'Malley being like, oh no. It was a close fight, don't get me wrong. But it was like, damn, O'Malley just gave the round away. Straight away, as soon as he got to the ground, it was like, far out, he's already given it up. But that's just the type of guy he is. He's got that level of cardio. I would go as far as saying, like, maybe people will clip this in the future and be like, this was very wrong. But I would say that he's probably got the best cardio ever. And I think he'll forever have the best cardio in MMA. I think this is like a generational thing. People talk about EPO, but we've seen guys with steroid like enhancements that don't have cardio like this. I don't know if it's an EPO thing. I think he's just genuinely a machine. I think the nickname fits. Like, he just doesn't stop, and I don't think that we'll see that again. I think that was what always was destined to get him to the top, was just that level of gas tank. I remember people used to say that Colby's got a third lung. He literally doesn't. You see Colby get tired somewhat, but you don't see that from Morab. Morab is the guy that has the third lung. And he literally only ever wins via cardio. Like, he's not beating people by brutal TKO or sub. He's beating these guys by out-cardioing them, which is incredible. Like, especially in a lighter weight class, by just to beat everyone by out-cardioing them. Like, his last 6 opponents are like Hall of Fame level people, or last 5 people of Hall of Fame level guys. And he's just mogging them in the cardio. It's almost like they've never had a run in their life when they get in the cage with Morab. Like, it's just incredible. And to be honest, I'm going to insult more people. I'm going to do it. If he's not in your top 5, your list is wrong. If he's not number 1 in your list is wrong. Anthony Hernandez, maybe in 2 years he'll get there. But like, at this point in time, he has to be number 1. You will never be able to convince me otherwise. He is the best cardio of all time. So on that note, like, subscribe, argue with me in the comments. I would absolutely love that. Especially if you're saying Morab's not number 1, then you're just feeding my argument to me. But yeah, like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything I can improve on, please flick it down in the comments. I'm looking just to make it fun and just sort of get better. I'm enjoying it. I love it. I'll talk to you all soon. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Bye.